Hi, welcome to the D channel. In today's episode we are adding this wiper switch to here. Now I have a 6 to 6 for which I have another channel for, and on it this is a standard function. When you're on interval mode you can actually choose the length of the interval. This is missing on the two. It's either this or this. That's an auto. But for the auto, for wipers to work on the two, you need to have here rain sensor, and you need to also change the BCM. Quite a lot of work involving. I don't want to do it, so I would prefer the manual step. Manual step is not available on the two. The one that you see, this one, is from Mazda 6 GH. So that's the second generation Mazda 6. It's actually the only other Mazda with those type of switches. So the Mazda 2 can get switches from the Mazda 6 only, no other Mazdas. So, what's the problem with this one? Well, as I said, you cannot regulate the interval length. So let me demonstrate it now. I run them and count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 seconds on the first. Then on the second, it's the same speed, but never ever stops. You cannot regulate. Sometimes 4 seconds. First, it's not enough in the sense that you need more frequently, and sometimes you don't need that frequently. So we are going to install this here, which is supposed to fix that issue. But before that, how to disassemble? Now I already disassembled here. As you can see, everything is disassembled. This top cover, it's removable without tools. So if you press, this is the left side. If you press down right here, press here, this is soft. If you press hard enough, this is actually going to pop from this side, and then just work your way with all the clips and this gets removed. Of course you need the steering wheel tilted downwards as much as possible. Now removing this is quite easy. You see that tab here, you have to press it and that releases the switch and you pull it, but then you have the cable issue. They left here a way for the long screwdriver, and you can press and release this. That's good, but putting it back you can't do it. So that's why I actually peeled off this bottom part. To do that you have to turn the steering wheel, and there is a bolt here that I have removed, and same goes on the other side here. And make sure you're using a longer Phillips head, because well, with this it was quite painful to do it. And when you pop this, now you can actually reach. You have to remove, of course, the key, but you can now reach beneath and support with your fingers when placing this thing on top. Okay, let me now switch them. So I'm going to install this one. So this is the one with not auto, and its model is that you have to search for it, GS1M66128. Find this one and it should fit. So let me install this and see what happens. And so I have assembled everything, as you can see, perfect fit. There are absolutely no issues. This is on the spot. So the biggest here means the fastest, which I believe is in the opposite of what the previous generation 6 had, and 626, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, now this one is exactly as the second step. Maybe there is a few milliseconds pausing. Then you have one, when you place it once, it waits about 2 seconds and swipes. Then you have it at 5 seconds, I've measured. So this is pretty close to the original one. Then you have it at 8 seconds, then you have it at 11 seconds, and then you have it at 15 or 18 seconds, something like that. Quite long interval. That's the last step. Now there is something that you might consider, which I'm not quite sure if it's going to work. I'm going to test in a bit. The wipers on the 6, the GG, and probably the GH, from which this one is, they have speed sensing wire, and depending on the speed you are at currently, it alters as well the interval, which is quite useful for let's say you're driving and it's 4 seconds the interval, and then you stop. Well, when you stop, first, you're not collecting as much rain as when traveling, and second, vehicles in front of you do not actually make additional rain coming from the ground, so you need a lot less of an interval. And if it's 4 when you're driving, then it becomes 11, let's say, when it stopped. I've implemented that on my 626 by switching exactly this lever with the one from the GG, because there is no additional module to control the interval. It's inside of this. So here, that's the original one of the two. That's what I removed, the N71666128. This electronics here inside controls the interval. And by switching this one only, you get yourself a new addition. So I'll now do a test on does it increase or decrease when speeding up, and if there is a change, I'm going to actually show you. Okay, so I did a few turns around the block and it doesn't work. So it's not changing the speed of the wipers with the speed of the car, which means either it doesn't have it as a function, or I do not have the signal coming to this wiper switch. Unfortunately, I do not have documentation about that. I'm going to search. There's absolutely nothing on the Mazda 2. There is a little bit more on the Mazda 6 GH. I believe I've seen somewhere wiring diagrams, so I'm going to check that one out, and if there is something, I'm going to try to add it. But for now, that's all. I'll make another video if it's possible. I'll make another video for this function. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe. I'll be posting more videos soon. Bye bye.